Condi, good to see you too. All right. Well, more people coming in late on Second Life, so I'm giving them a chance to get seated. And I also noticed I didn't have my microphone on Second Life. So hello, Sue. Hello, Gemina. Good to have you here. Hello, everyone on Instagram. Hello, everyone on our Matrix chat room. Good. Okay. Right, let's get started. Welcome to our heart-brain-coherence session that we do every week. Well, we didn't do it last week because I was busy recording a final session of my new workshop, Transformation the Hawaiian Way, where we talk about combining the transformational meditation techniques with something called Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian prayer or an Hawaiian manifestation technique, basically. Very exciting, very powerful. And I launched it today. So if you're interested in a course that is both suited for beginners, because we mix it with another free course, the 7-day meditation challenge. So if you are a beginner, you can combine 2 workshops in one. But it's also nice for those that have done a course with me, either offline or online, the course Shift, for example. If you have done that course, you might find it very interesting to do Transformation the Hawaiian Way as well. Those that are my super VIP Patreon supporters, you can get this course for free, or the workshop for free, if you sign up this month. So it's a limited time offer. For the other ones, go to my webpage, tmg.community. They will find on the top of the page the link to more information about this workshop. A lot going on. We also started a new show on Fireside, a podcast show, which was positively surprised by a lot of people coming in already the first session. And it was a nice session. I noticed though, and I see some people who joined last week in that Fireside session as well, that they couldn't write in the chat right then. I gave you access now, so you might have received a mail from Fireside, most likely through me, because I activated full access, or all access as it's called. So you can, if you join on Friday, because the next session will be on Friday on Fireside at 10 p.m. Central European Time. If you join then, you will be able to write in the chat, and most likely you will be able to speak directly with me as well. Fireside, very nice platform, very cozy. And the show I have there is called Just Meditate. And it's especially for those that want to start a meditation practice, those that maybe struggle with meditation or struggle with setting up a meditation practice. We took it from the start already last Thursday. It doesn't mean you are too late now. You can still join, of course. But I think this will be, after a few weeks, a steady group with a few people that we can just chat. We can chat together. We can talk together. I can call you on stage, as they call it on Fireside, where we can talk together. You can ask questions. We can discuss more meditation in a more safe and private setting, basically. So it's very interactive. It's great fun, I've noticed. I've also been invited to another show all of a sudden. Can you talk about something? Yeah, sure. So a nice environment to be in. So if you haven't been on Fireside yet, go to the link in my bio on Instagram. You'll find the Fireside link there. And I think I posted last time on Second Life as well, but also there, if you go to my webpage, you can find the Fireside chat there too. So if you are struggling with meditation, or if you want to go a little bit deeper into it, the pitfalls, etc. Fall pits. It's late here at night. So anyway, we can talk about that. So good. So today, heart-brain coherence, we won't stop with that. We still doing this on Instagram for as long as I feel comfortable with it, and on Second Life and on Matrix chat room. Maybe I'll combine it in the future with Fireside as well. We'll see. But today's session is all about enriching your life, and it kind of hooks into what I'm talking about now. Why am I all of a sudden on Fireside? Why am I all of a sudden on Vero and leaving Instagram more behind? Well, that has something to do with what I call enriching my life. And one way to enrich your life is trying new things. And I got comments from people and from followers like, well, do I have to, if I want to follow you, almost every year I have to make an account on a new platform. And I also get comments like, well, I don't know Vero, so I'm not going to follow you there. I don't know Fireside, so I'm not going to follow there. And that's okay, that's your choice. But I would say if you don't try anything new, you don't really enrich your life either. So a lot of people complain about Instagram, for example. The last few months, a lot of photographers were complaining about Instagram. And a lot of so-called influencers were complaining about Instagram, that their posts weren't viewed anymore. I really didn't see that problem. Not many people see my post. I have 3,000 followers, but maybe 20 or something see my post. I don't know who the other followers are. There's a lot of spam. There's a lot of fake accounts as well, I noticed. So for me, Instagram is not a nice place to be. I mean, it's people screaming for how you call it? I don't know even what it's called. People screaming out loud, they want attention, screaming for attention. And yeah, all nice and well. So, but I heard about Vero. I went already over to Vero a year ago, a little bit over a year ago. And I found out that it's a very good alternative to Instagram, much better. You have several different post types. Your feed is chronological order. People are more engaged. People comment much more. It's also, since you have to use a phone number to register, there's far less fake accounts, etc. So I like the place much better. And it enriches my life. I met some people there that I would never have discovered on Instagram. I bought some artwork from them, for example, which I'd never done on Instagram either. I've been introduced to Fireside through Vero. So trying something new, going into different directions, exploring the world around you, doesn't have to be online, but also offline, enriches your life. When I was younger and at school, before the high school, we had to find universities or jobs or anything like that. We had to find out what interests us. And there was a big sort of conference where different studies came and presented their studies, presented their education, which direction you wanted to go in. You could do everything. And back in the day, technology, programming, that was where the money was. So everybody was kind of, okay, let's do this, because then you can make it big, you can earn a lot of money, etc. But my teacher at the time said, you can choose 5 things. One of those things, I recommend highly to you that you choose a direction that you never heard of before. Choose a study you never heard of before, or something that sounds weird, or that you think, what is this? And I did that. And I went to programming, I went to some other technology studies, and then I went to something I never heard about, which was medical use of radiation for diagnosis and treatment. I also went to something with the ambulance, more in the healthcare direction, which I was thinking, I don't know, let's just see what it is. Again, I went to something I never heard about, something that grabbed my attention in a way, because it was something I didn't know. I ended up doing that study, so I ended up doing my study in the use of medical use of radiation, that allowed me to get very interesting in people's state of being and how their state of being affects people's treatment, how it affects people's diagnosis, etc. Which led me to a talk with my psychology professor, who said, yeah, changing state of being, if you want to go into that direction, try to study something called meditation and yoga. See what that is for you. And that put me in the meditation corner. All because I chose something that I've never heard about. And the same thing happens over and over again. And it enriches my life. I wouldn't be here today where I'm right now if I didn't constantly, often choose directions which are foreign to me. I moved from one country to the other, to a country I didn't know. It was foreign to me. I had to change myself there. All things have happened because I choose directions that are not known. So if you want to enrich your life, if you want to get more joy in life, if you want to feel a sort of empowerment, I can highly recommend, if you have choices, choose something you still feel comfortable with, but you're curious about. Something you don't know, but you're curious about. If you constantly are in the same corner of the world, of your reality, nothing is going to change. If you don't feel comfortable in that corner, if you don't feel happy in that corner, and you just stay there because all the other things you've never heard about, nothing is going to change. It's one of the things many people don't get when it comes to manifestation techniques either, because they sit down, do meditation, and then they sit down and they do nothing. They just wait. The manifestation is not in the meditation. The meditation techniques are there to prime your mind, to prime your nervous system, to prime your body to do things differently, to make different choices, to look at things differently, to react differently to the world. Then things are going to flow towards you in the direction you're heading with your state of being. So enriching your life, do things differently. Be active. Don't be afraid of the unknown. In the unknown, this is where the most beautiful futures are. And yeah, sure, of course, sometimes you choose something and it turns out to be not what you want or not what you like. That's fine too. It also enriches your life. You have a new experience. It's still an enrichment of your life. And you can tell others about it, like, well, I tried it, I didn't like it. But that other thing you haven't heard about, try that. Try Vero, try Fireside one time, just to see what it is. You don't have to like it, but at least it has enriched your life in some way. Another experience you can add to your resume, to say it that way. Hearrt-braincoherence is a way to change our state of being. If you do this in the morning, you can already set the intention for today, and you can say to yourself, okay, I want to succeed in that presentation today. You can set a state of being inside of yourself as if you have already done that presentation and it was a success. Then you already primed your mind, your body, your nervous system for that meditation or for that presentation. And when you are in that presentation, everything will go much more smoother and sometimes even better than you could imagine, because you already trained, you already practiced it inside of yourself. Your body doesn't know the difference between an external experience or an internal experience. And in fact, your body only reacts for most of the time on the internal experience. That's also why we react differently on things. So if we see a spider, for example, someone that's afraid for spiders creates an internal experience of fear. And their body reacts to that fear. Another person sees that spider, is afraid of it and wants to pet it or something like that, or show it away, put it outside, has a whole other experience on the same scene, but their body reacts differently to it. And so it's always the inner experience your body actually reacts to. How does the external things make you feel? In what state of being do these external situations bring you? And the inner experience of those external situations, that is what your body reacts to. So we're going to practice that today. Heart-brain coherence. Well, let's go for the fear thing. Find something you don't like, that you're a bit afraid of. Not panically afraid. I don't want you to panic right now. Just something you find uncomfortable. Are you uncomfortable for heights, for example? Are you uncomfortable in water? Something like that. So not your biggest fear, anything like that. Just a little uncomfortable with water, heights, narrow spaces, mountains, snow, ice, spiders, whatever. So make a mental note of that or write it down. Even better if you write it down. And maybe I make you uncomfortable. You can meditate on that. Just joking. So make a mental note or write it down. And then, before we get started, think about the feeling you have if you succeed. So, how does a person, if you're uncomfortable for water, how does a person entering the water who is perfectly comfortable with water, how does such a person enter the water? What would such a person feel? Will a person enjoy the warmth of the water, the waves maybe, the feeling of the water? So try to turn those fear-based feelings around to some nice things about, for example, water, nice things about height. Maybe if you're afraid of heights or uncomfortable with heights, think about how nice the view is and let that dominate your feelings. And again, you don't have to succeed the first time. It is difficult. It might take some training to do this. After all, fear is very often hard-coded in our system after a while. So it takes some training, but at least you can get a sense of how it will work if you do this continuously. Maybe you can imagine having someone with you that protects you, that holds your hand when you're doing something that is uncomfortable. That can help too. It's just ways to make the uncomfortable more comfortable. So think about that. Okay, let's get started. Take a nice comfortable position. I'm going to get you quickly into a meditative state and then we do our heart-brain coherence. Just follow along for those that are new. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And as you exhale, lower your shoulders, loosen your jaw, close your eyes, settle down, settle down. Breathe all the way out and then breathe in again through your nose. Exhale through your mouth all the way out. You can sigh, let the day go. Feel yourself getting more and more centered, ready for this session. Getting more and more comfortable. Another nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. More and more centered. All right. And breathe normally. Breathe like you usually do. And then try to breathe slower and deeper. slower and deeper breaths. And this is just to tell your body that it is in a safe place. Getting comfortable. Notice where in your body you feel your breath the most. Maybe you feel your breath the most in your nostrils. Maybe you feel your breath the most in the back of your throat. Maybe you feel your breath the most in your chest or your tummy. Put your focus on that point in your body where you feel your breath the most. Continue with nice, calm, deep breaths. And notice how you are breathing through that point. Breathing in and out through that point. And if you during this session notice that your mind has wandered off, your thoughts are all over the place, that's okay. It's good that you notice it. Just gently and without any judgment get back to your breath. Focus on that point where you feel your breath the most. Right. And now move your focus, move your awareness into your heart space. And you can help by putting your hand on your chest, right there where your heart is. Focus on your heart. Just like we did before, try to imagine that you are breathing through your heart. So breathe through that focus point in your heart space. Just imagine it. Breathing through your heart. Calm, deep breaths through your heart. And that special focus what we have right now on our heart space makes that we balance our heart rhythm. We get balance in our nervous system, balance in our organs, optimal flow of information between the heart and the brain. It's like your body is an orchestra with each instrument being an organ. And it's all singing, all working in tune, in the same rhythm, thanks to the heart and our focus on our heart. And our heart is electric. It creates an electromagnetic field around us. And scientists can even measure that several feet away from us. And as we breathe through our heart, this field gets stronger, it gets a little bigger as well. And you can imagine that field as a soap bubble. And you can even imagine that field as being a protective bubble. As long as we stay calm and breathe through our heart, we are all right. Nothing can hurt us. We are in our protective space. In that field created by our calm heart. So keep breathing through your heart. And take your heart, that field, that shield around you, with you, as you imagine being in that environment where you feel uncomfortable, or where you normally would feel uncomfortable. So if you are uncomfortable with water, imagine yourself being on the beach, at the shoreline, and having that heart field around you, being safe inside of it, staying calm, breathing through your heart. Nothing is happening right now. And if you want, you can imagine someone with you that holds your hand, that is there for you, and make sure nothing happens to you. And if you are afraid of heights, imagine yourself standing on a mountaintop or on a building or balcony, looking out over the city, looking out over the landscape, standing there with that protective shield from your heart around you. Just imagine how that feels, how more comfortable that feels. And if you're afraid of spiders or snakes or anything else you feel uncomfortable with, notice, imagine being near this animal and notice how it reacts to your field, to your energy field. It senses it. Animals can sense our heart field very well. And notice how it calms them down as well, making the whole situation feel much safer. Just feel that being safe in this uncomfortable environment, or normally uncomfortable environment. Just imagine that, being safe there. It's okay to go back and forth, backing off, getting back again. Always breathe through your heart, nice and calm, nice and slow, having that protective electromagnetic field around you. Or maybe even having someone with you, a loved one or a friend. Just imagine that. And try to make that experience inside of you as real as possible. And continue and always breathe through your heart. Don't change your rhythm. Breathe calmly and deep. Just try this in your mind's eye. And if you need to back off, back off. And generate a stronger feeling inside of you of being safe. And take that feeling of feeling safe with you as you slowly get back into your uncomfortable zone. And make it comfortable. And this is your inner experience, and instinctively you know that nothing can happen here. So you can train, you can try it out over and over again in this safe environment you have created for yourself. Always keep breathing through your heart in that calm tempo. And if you backed off again, you might want to step in and just smile. Just put a smile on your face as you step back into that situation. And if you are in that uncomfortable situation, it feels a little tense, try to notice things you appreciate. Do you appreciate the person, the friend next to you? Do you appreciate your heart's protective shield? Do you appreciate the landscape or the cityscape you're looking over if you are on heights? Okay. Very good. Now just back off and think about this training, this inner experience you have done. This is something you can be proud of. You have trained your body, your mind, your nervous system to step into an uncomfortable situation, to step into something unknown, while being in a safe environment nevertheless. So you're totally fine and entitled to feel proud of yourself, to feel grateful for the opportunity to practice. And know that by self-regulating, not only in the inner experience, but also during a situation where the external world influences you, you can then also self-regulate. So if you are tomorrow or later today in a situation where you feel uncomfortable, get into your heart space for a moment. Breathe through your heart. Remember that field that gets stronger when we breathe through our heart. And feel comfortable in that space you've created for yourself. Alright, let's get back to the present. And we can do that by noticing the room you are in. Noticing any sounds in the room you are in. As you become more and more aware of the present moment and your present surroundings. Breathe normally. And on your next out breath, slowly move your body back and forth and from side to side. Wiggle with your fingers and toes as you get back and become more awake. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Welcome back, welcome back. All right, daredevils, geniuses, well done. Great work. If you want, share your experience, type in the chat. What did you practice on? What was uncomfortable? Often people do it afterwards in a more safe environment. So, good work. Nice. So that's something you can use heart-brain coherence for. Train yourself, practice. Give your mind and body a taste of the future. So, fellow Jitster says thank you to you too. Welcome back as well. Great work. I hope you enjoyed this session and hope to see you back next week for another session with another theme. If you have suggestions or questions, just write me, and I will try to put that in our next heart-brain coherence. And if you want to try something new, if you want to join our little group on Fireside, download the Fireside app. You find the link in my profile and on my website, and join in. It's a fun platform to be on, where we discuss meditation, do simple meditation techniques, and try to set up a daily meditation practice. And maybe it will grow to something more than that. Maybe we're going to do intention sessions later on. We'll just see how it goes. It's a safe environment. We just enjoy each other's company and do meditation together and help each other out. So if you want to try something new, try that as well. If you want to try something new besides Second Life, Matrix, and Instagram, try Vero True Social. Just type in on Google Vero True Social and try to make an account there, see how it goes there, and enjoy the nice people and supportive people and the supportive community there as well. So take good care, everyone. Don't be afraid of the unknown or the unseen or whatever is not known or unseen or what you're uncomfortable with. Just step into it and know you can always be safe in any situation. Take good care, be safe, and hope to see you back next week. Namaste.